We are currently on a walk. It is very sunny today and the leaves are really changing as much as I thought they would be. I love to walk this trail. It is super, like a beautiful canopy of trees. Oak tree, yeah, how did you know?
That's a coconut.
Oh, coconut, no. Oak trees make acorns, not coconuts. Anyway, we're not going on a long walk. Forgot the kids' helmets, so we're just going on this little flat trail here. And sorry, I stopped walking so I wouldn't be huffing and puffing for you guys. I thought I was gonna have my baby yesterday. Oh my word, let me tell you that story later too. Oh my goodness. Thankfully it all worked out. Yeah, I'm getting close to the end. Like, I'm 37 weeks right now, but yeah, not time to have the baby yet. Anyway, I'll fill you guys all in a little bit later. The kids wanted to stop for a drink, so that's why I'm sitting here in the grass. But I did want to talk a little bit about like exercising and being like 37 weeks pregnant. I still am doing it. It's harder. Obviously, I'm not near as flexible with like a basketball in the front of me. But I feel like it's really important to keep moving. So walking has been a big thing. Biking, actually. I know some people think biking pregnant is super uncomfortable. I love it. We did so much biking on our baby moon. We went biking with our family this past weekend up by a railroad bridge, railroad trail, tunnel, I don't know. Anyway, it was really fun, nice and flat. And yeah, I'm just trying to stay as active as possible because I kind of attribute my last 2 good labors to being physically active, not necessarily physically fit, I don't know, but physically active at least. But it is hard to fit it in, it really is. I just feel huffing and puffing, like just living my normal life some days. For me! Thank you. What should I do with it? Should I put it in my hair?
Yeah.
I have a little twist just for the flowers. Look at that. Vonnie, Fletcher gave me some flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah, thank you.
What flowers?
Is Mommy a little slower now that she's pregnant? Do I not run as fast? I just walk now, right?
Did he give you flowers? Yeah,
Oh, and grass too, thank you. All the treasures from the kids. Anyway, this video promises to be a good one. I have some fall baking I need to do, some sewing for the baby. I have some fall fashion, and just, yeah, fall things off my bucket list. Yeah, just kind of a hodgepodge of things. So I'm glad you're here. Let's get this day going. So it is much later on in the day. The kids are down for their naps. I've been here editing and answering YouTube comments from today's video. I'm filming this video on a Thursday. Anyway, an Amazon package just got dropped off and I've been like looking ahead to when the baby comes and like that whole postpartum stage season. It's gonna be cooler weather and everything, and feeling good about myself, even if my body maybe doesn't look that great, you know, right after having a baby, obviously, but I really try to be kind to myself, but I also, it's fun to have something cute to wear and just to feel better about yourself. And so I ordered a couple sweaters and I'm gonna try them on here quickly with you guys. I will link them down below. Now I ordered more than I'm gonna keep. You kind of have to do that with Amazon. I feel like you have to like order a bunch and then see what works. So I'm definitely not gonna keep them all, but I have been finding some real winners on Amazon lately. Like, I love to shop small and stuff, and I do feel bad, like with the stage of life I'm in, I just feel like Amazon is such an easy crutch to turn to. But like, I recently got a couple different nursery items and swaddles and stuff that came from like small companies on Amazon, which I forgot that they existed. I got a handwritten note from my family from the Midwest. I mean, different random things that I bought on Amazon turned out to be from small shops on Amazon. So it made me feel a little less terrible about always turning to Amazon when I need something. So here is the first sweater. I got it because I thought it looked really nice and holiday-ish, and I think it's gonna look really cute and like kind of baggy once the bump is not there anymore. It is pretty soft actually. I love the color combo, but it did come in a lot of others as well. So this one is definitely one of the top contenders just like from first looks. Okay, here is another stripy one that I love, but I'm not even gonna bother putting it on because the cowl neck, like the mock neck at the top, is gonna totally mess up my hair. You'd have to get dressed and then comb your hair. But I really love the colors. It's not quite as soft as the first one. And this one came in a ton of options as well. So there's number 2. Okay, this one, the color came through a lot more orange than I thought, but there was a lot of other options on there. This one feels really good. I love the button detail. I don't know what you guys think, but I won't have the bump, so I have to like envision it that way. It'll be like nice and like loose and I can like tuck it in. Okay, this one came in like a true red color. I really like it. I bought this looking ahead to like holiday cooking videos and things like that. It's just fun to have something red. These sleeves are like extra for sure. They're like really balloony. I really like it. It feels like somehow like 1990s dad vibe or something. I don't know. I like it though. This one I got because of the sleeves. I just love the detail. You guys see like the knitting on it and I really like it. It's just more pink than I was envisioning. I thought it'd be a little more dusty colored, but if you like pink, it's very simple except for the sleeves. I really like this one and it's super soft. This is probably the softest one I've put on so far. Okay, I bought this one because I was really curious to see if it would make like nursing easier. And I don't know, what do you think? I mean, imagine it without the bump, of course. It came in a lot of different colors. I like this color a lot. It's like almost like a creamy oatmeal color, I guess you could say. Kind of like yellow undertones without being yellow. I really like the neck a lot. And yeah, it does open the whole way up. So this one's very soft. I wonder how it would wash. I don't know. I really like this one too. My sister said I look like a giraffe in this one, but I love the colors so much. Yeah, what do you guys think? I really match my office space, I know. I don't know if I have the guts to keep it. I just feel really much like a pregnant giraffe. I think after the baby, it would be definitely a lot cuter. I love the sleeves, they're like puffy. Yeah, I don't know, what do you guys think? I like it, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it. Okay, and this one came in so many like sophisticated colors. I love this color a lot. It's like a wearable orangey yellow color, like more like a camel. And it has like the nice cozy turtleneck and it's a good length. I really like them all except this one, which is the same sweater as I'm wearing now, but it was supposed to be olive and it looks way more just like a muddy brown and I'm not gonna look good in it, so I'm not keeping that one for sure. Anyway, that was fun. If you guys wanna get a hold of any of them, I will put the affiliate links down below. But yeah, it's one piece of clothing that I can kind of shop for ahead of time, even though I have, you know, a 9-month pregnant belly, because it's a sweater, you know, it's not like a dress or something. So anyway, that was fun. This evening, I have girls Bible study, and I feel like I filmed the last time we had girls Bible study. This time we're going to a coffee shop. I'm so excited. So I'm not gonna eat supper here, and I'm just gonna give the kids leftovers. So I'm gonna get that warmed up. It's time to get them up here in just a bit. And I've been cooking Green Chef this week, so I have leftovers from both of the last 2 meals I cooked. I order the family plan when I do Green Chef, which they always have really healthy portions, and my kids are still pretty young yet, so there's always leftovers, so it's really nice. I can actually stretch the meals a lot further than just what they're intended for. And Green Chef is kindly sponsoring today's video. I've talked about them before, and I always enjoy talking about them because we truly love them, and their food is so good. And it's just fun. And it's also great because then I don't have to meal plan that week or even hardly grocery shop at all. Like I just ran to the store this week for just some milk and some baking ingredients and things like that. So it made grocery shopping a literal breeze. And also I love it because it's like totally different flavors than I wouldn't normally cook with. Like usually when I order, I get a burger meal as well because we love burgers. And they have such creative spins on burgers. This week they sent me a Swiss and mushroom burger. It is a door-to-door service, and if you are a young married girl and your mom never really taught you how to cook, you know, much, I would think this is a great gift to give yourself because they teach you so many different like little techniques and just like combinations of flavors and things. Like the boxes are curated by expert chefs who know what they're doing, and it tastes amazing. That's why they're partnering with me, because you can't taste it through the screen, which is so frustrating, but it is so good and you can take my word for it. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company, and maybe you have a specific way of eating like keto, paleo, plant-powered diets, or even if you just want to have a delicious but balanced meal, which is kind of what we do. We do the meat and all that stuff. And I always have lots of fun cooking in the kitchen when we get these boxes. And I know it might sound ridiculous here, but something else I love about Green Chef is how they show you how to plate the food to look like restaurant worthy. And I just really find that fun. They always have like garnishes thought out and like sides and stuff. Anyway, yeah, it's really fun. And you only need like salt and pepper and maybe some butter and olive oil in your kitchen, and you can make all these recipes just by pulling them right out of the fridge. So easy. Definitely try it out. Go to greenchef.us and use the code meganfox125 to get $125 off plus free shipping on your first box. Again, that is greenchef.us and use the code meganfox125 to get $125 off plus free shipping on your first box. I know you guys are gonna love it. Green Chef weeks are like the best weeks of the month. We know we're gonna eat good, and yeah, we're gonna have fun spending time in the kitchen. Good morning, happy Friday. So last night we had Bible study, and then this morning I just got up and yeah, we've just been doing work around the house. And now I am changing out our photos above the fireplace. We got new photos taken, and I want to put them in right now because soon, hopefully, Lord willing, we'll have baby pictures to put up there too. And so I want these to be up as long as possible. But anyway, I thought I would change these out with you because it's kind of a tedious, boring job. And we could chat about what happened 2 days ago. I went in for my regular doctor appointment, and I had my favorite midwife. She spent years in Africa birthing babies over there, and she's just very practical minded, and I don't know, I just really like her mindset and stuff. Anyway, she measured me and she's like, oh my goodness, your stomach is smaller than it was last week, which is probably because I wasn't drinking enough that morning, let's be honest. Here's the picture that's going in. This is nothing new. This happens every time. I'm always measuring behind. But I'm always growing, right? So, but this time I wasn't even growing. I was like staying the same or technically smaller. And she acknowledged that numbers, you know, everybody measures differently and it's hard to know for sure. But she's like, the fact that you didn't grow at all, like, and probably, I mean, the numbers actually look smaller than normal. I was measuring 33 weeks and I was 37 weeks. And before that, I was just behind by like 2 weeks each time. So anyway, she's like, you gotta get an ultrasound right now, like get it today get in the schedule as soon as possible. And I was like, are you kidding me? This happened with my last 2 kids. It freaked me out. Like I remember sitting in the nursery with my first Evonnie in my belly and just like bawling my eyes out because I was so sure something was terribly wrong with the fluid in my stomach and like, I don't know. Anyway, this time, since it's the 3rd time this happened, it always happens at the end. 2 days ago, it was my 5th ultrasound because yeah, they always just want to check, make sure the baby's thriving because it's always measuring small. And I don't have big babies, like they were 6 or 7 pounds. Each of them, so whatever, but that's not that tiny either. Anyway, so I wasn't really concerned, but then I went and hung out at the park with my friends in between because the appointment, my doctor appointment in the morning was at 9:30. The ultrasound I couldn't get in until 2:30. And so I had a park day planned with my friends. We were just doing lunch at a park together and like a little play date. And so I went, I mean, why not? Something to keep my mind off of it, right? And all my friends are like, oh my word, like, you should be prepared because if they don't like what they see, they're gonna make you have your baby like right now. And oh my word, let me tell you, that threw me for such a loop. In my brain, I just think I know when my babies come. They don't come. I have to get induced. Like my body doesn't know how to go into labor. It happened twice. Like why wouldn't it be the same way the 3rd time around? Like I would have not been prepared to have my baby at 37 weeks mentally. Now, practically, nothing really matters. You're gonna have your baby when you're gonna have your baby. Like I had pre-filmed 2 videos that week. I had got the nursery together and yeah, I'd gotten a lot of things done that week. So, I mean, technically we were ready, but I was not at all prepared in my brain for that. Here's the first one. I'll show you guys a close up later. But yeah, it was very like unsettling for me and thank goodness I went to the ultrasound and everything looked good. The fluid was fine. All the baby's body parts were measuring normal, like proportional to each other and all that. Josh went with me. I'm like such a basket case about ultrasounds. I hate them. And so I make Josh go with me every time, which like I felt like it was very necessary and he did too this time to go along because what if they would have whisked me over to the hospital to have the baby, you know? I did not pack my hospital bag or anything. Everything's still laying on the floor up in the nursery. The diaper bag is packed, but all the other stuff is just laying out in case I need to get anything out for any reason. And I did film a whole video on what's in my hospital bag and a third trimester recap. So if you haven't seen that one yet, it will be coming out soon. I'm not sure which order I'm posting these videos because, yeah, you just never know. I kind of want to pre-film a little bit just in case I don't get everything done in time. Anyway, why don't you go bring your own book and sit right here on the sofa?
No, I want to share.
Well, then can you share cheerfully? Fletcher, can Vonnie share with you cheerfully?
No.
You need to be a cheerful brother. Okay, go back and see if you can be cheerful friends. Okay, we're gonna bake soon. Okay. Hands down, my favorite picture. Today I plan to do some fall baking. We're gonna make apple goodie, which I think you guys have heard of apple crisp probably. Apple goodie is like, I don't know if it's the Mennonite version or like the regional version, but that's what people call it around here. And it's semi-healthy because it's like oatmeal and stuff, but it's not really that healthy. And it's so good with ice cream. So I wanna do that, and I ordered Evonnie some knives on Amazon so she can help cut. They're like toddler safety knives or whatever. And so I wanna get her more involved in the kitchen. And I also have 2 sewing projects I wanna do. We'll see if I get to those today. I will put them in this video. It might not be till tomorrow till I get to them. We will see. I have been listening to M is for Mama, Abby something, I forget her last name. She wrote a book and she also did a message here in our area. And I was listening to it. And anyway, it's just a reminder. Motherhood's been a little bit harder for me lately. I don't know, we're going through some terrible twos issues, I think. I never had that before. Twos were always fine, at least with my oldest. Anyway, but it's been a little rougher. So I was like, you know what, maybe they just need more attention. So I'm trying to get them involved more with things and not have too many expectations in a day. We do go away a lot right now with fall and stuff, and that seems to help a lot. Like, they play together so nicely. But just like defiance and things like that we've been working on, and just, it's so hard to be consistent. It's so hard to be consistent, like in the moment when you don't feel like you have the time to really like delve into the issues. You just wanna like move on as quickly as possible. And I'm trying not to pack my days as full so I have time to do the parenting. Like, that's the most important part anyway, right? So anyway, today is going to be a baking and sewing type of day. It's beautiful outside. This evening, I'm sure we'll do something as a family. Yeah. Fall evenings, there's never a shortage of things on my to-do list that I would love to get done or go do. So much fun. Anyway, let me show you how these look on the mantle, and then we'll get to baking our apple goodie. Okay, here it is. I got them printed at Walmart this time. I used to do York Photos and then Snapfish, but I decided to try Walmart since I could like pick them up. Yeah, you be the judge. I think they look pretty good. They're pretty clear. If you guys want to see more outtakes from this photo shoot, it was so fun. Definitely follow me on Instagram because there was so many good ones. It was really hard to narrow it down. Our outfits match, you know, the colors in the living room. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. It won't be up there for long, but it looks cute right now.
I see you have already opened the box with the jigsaw puzzle. It was supposed to be a surprise for you. Well, let's go.
So I have a killer apple pie recipe that I love to make every fall. I make it, well, honestly, I make it all throughout the year, but it is a little more time consuming, and it's just so good though, so I don't really often branch out into other apple recipes. And this fall I was like, I'm gonna try some of my old favorites like the apple goodie. And so this recipe has all the flavors of apple pie. Like, it's just as good, it's just less work. You don't have to make the crust. And I feel like that also makes it a little healthier because you're just dealing with sugary apple slices and then the crumbs on top. And this is a very, very easy dessert to make, not a lot of mess, and I just love having it for leftovers in the fridge. It's even good cold. So you just peel a bunch of apples. I like to use Granny Smith because they're nice and hard and they stay a little bit firm and not too mushy when you're baking them. Plus, there's plenty of sugar in this, so a sour apple kind of is a nice juxtaposition, if that's a good word to use. And I lost my apple slicer a while ago and I've just never replaced it. I kind of enjoy just using a knife. It doesn't take that long, and then I can make my apple slices really small if I want to. I just really have no intentions of replacing it, honestly. It works just fine to use a knife. And like I said, I can have custom sized thicknesses of my slices. So I ordered kids' knives off of Amazon. They're like plastic serrated, and they're actually working. Like, Evonnie's getting it to work. No, don't cut that one. I didn't peel it yet. Okay, so you cut those slices up. Got another apple that I peeled. Like here, another section like that. There you go. Fletcher, how's it going? Gotta push really hard. I don't know why I don't do this more. Actually, I do know why. It's because I always have an agenda and I always have a time crunch and I'm always in a rush and I always just want to get the baking done. And it's also kind of fun and therapeutic for me and kind of relaxing. And so like getting the kids involved just sounds like work. Plus my kids play really good together, so it's just easy to let them at it and not really teach them much. And that's being a lazy mom. So I wanna, you know, there's times to cook in the kitchen by myself, but I also wanna do better as they're getting a little older here to get them involved. And they loved it. Like, this is as good or even better than arts and crafts time. I mean, how often can you eat your arts and crafts? You know what I mean? They had so much fun using these knives. They were a little bit blunt, but they did work. Like, I was actually really surprised. And the more they practiced, it was like fun to see them actually getting better right in front of my eyes. So while the kids were working on slicing the apples up, I worked on the crust, which was basically just butter holding some dry ingredients together, brown sugar, oatmeal, flour, baking soda, baking powder, you know, and just I worked it together till it was a nice crumbly mess. Should have used a bigger bowl here for sure. And it was fun to watch the kids with their knife. You could actually see them improving right in front of your eyes as they were, you know, practicing. And now cut it like that. Fletcher's doing a good job. Oh, you can do it like Fletcher. Fletcher's laying it sideways like this. And then putting his hand over here on this side. Yeah, Fletcher, you're doing a good job. Okay, we have to put them in the bowl when they're cut up.
I'm gonna eat this one.
Okay, you can eat one.
I feel like I'm shredded.
You feel like you're pushing too hard. They're not that sharp, but that's because they don't want you to cut your fingers. That would be bad. Okay, do you think we have 4 cuts yet? This thing needs to be half full. And I'll do that with this.
What could I pick this?
Those are good apples. Put them in the bowl.
All of them like this. Let's put that. Use 2 hands with it. Put 2 hands on the paddle. I can hold it down low. That's easy. You're not doing a very good job.
That's okay. He has to learn.
You try. No, I can.
Bonnie, let him try. He has to learn.
You should hold it outside.
It's called practicing. You're not good at something the first time you try it, right?
I want to be Evonnie. I want
Right like when you were riding bike. Remember how wobbly you used to be?
Yeah.
You gotta practice till you're good. So once the apples were sliced, I had the kids dust them with the sugar, flour, salt, cinnamon mixture, and then I just topped them with the crumbs, popped them in the oven at 375 for 35 minutes it was. In my oven, your oven might be a little bit longer than that. And then Evonnie wanted to help wash the dishes, and I had a lot of dishes that could not go in the dishwasher. And so I'm like, you go for it, girl. So she actually washed dishes for me for at least 10 minutes, and like I didn't hear a peep out of her. She was having fun the whole time. Baking, I'm going to get started on some sewing projects here. The plan now is to recreate my diaper bag pouch organizer that I have run through the mill. It's like 2.5 years old from when Fletcher was a baby. I'll show you kind of how it works at the end when I have one cut. But I just got this cotton from, I think it was Joann's a while ago. It's just like black and white print. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna use this as kind of like a pattern. Every time I do one, I just kind of replicate it all over again. I don't really use a pattern. I just kind of use this as the pattern. And then I have another little project that I wanna sew as well. So we'll see how far I get today. I might have to finish this up while the kids are napping. I don't know. Hi. You wanna watch me sew? Here, you wanna sew. So don't worry worry, I did not forget about the apple goodie in the oven. I just wanted to get started on my sewing project a while. So to make this diaper pouch organizer, you kind of are just making a pillowcase, but the pillowcase is gonna have slits in it. And so that's kind of what I worked on first. I didn't really do a lot of measuring. It was more like folding to make sure it was symmetrical and then cutting. So I had 2 rectangles, one with a slit and a hole, and then also a kind of tube to turn into a tab. My second project, I wanted to make a baby mat to go under the little play gym. My babies always, that's the first thing they want to use. You know, they just lay there and look at it, and then after a while they learn to reach, and then it's just like fun. And then we trade out the wooden toys for like more colorful, loud, crunchy type of, toys that, you know, a little bit older baby would enjoy more. And I just made this project with 2 soft muslin swaddles that I had flying around. I wish I had darker colors, like a black one on the one side and a white one on the other, but I just decided to use what I had rather than shopping for more swaddles when I had plenty in the dresser. If you guys missed my nursery makeover and tour, definitely go watch that one. I'll put it in the description box and up in the cards. But after the swaddles were ironed out a little bit, I tried to lay them out in like a sandwich square type of thing with a swaddle and then this thin batting that I picked up at Good Store. They actually, you can order online and get it shipped to your house if you want to, but I'm sure there's other places to get it. So it was swaddle, batting, and then swaddle again, kind of like an Oreo cookie sandwich type of deal. And this thing is not gonna be perfectly straight. I was not, like, that wasn't the intention. I just wanted to do it as best I could without like pulling my hair out, if you know what I mean. So I cut it into a nice square and then I pinned the edges. And I'm running out of pins, so I definitely need to order more. I don't know where they go. Every time my husband sees a pin on the floor, he like freaks out. It's so funny. I don't use covering pins anymore like I used to. To pin on my covering, I use a veil instead, and so then I just use like little veil bobby pins. So I don't know what happened to all of my pins. Honestly, they're probably hiding in the carpet somewhere, maliciously waiting for Josh to step on them. And if you're wondering what my kids are up to, they're right there playing in the way. No, not in the way, guys. They're much more important than my project. Was ready, so we had to take a little intermission to photograph and eat that stuff. Okay, back to the sewing machine. First, I'm just gonna make the little tab by sewing a casing, I guess you could call it, or like a tube, and then turning it right side out. You sew it inside out, and then you turn it right side out, so the seam is on the inside. By the way, this is not an extensive tutorial or anything. You guys can watch and follow along though. Okay, so before I sew this rectangle to this rectangle and make kind of like a case of sorts, I need to hem the holes that I cut. This one is where the wipes are gonna go in. And this one here is where you slide the Pampers in. So I'm just gonna like turn it over and make a very narrow hem. I could serge it, but I don't have a serger. I'm guessing a lot of you guys don't either. But yeah, and then I'll also reinforce the corners by sewing back and forth a couple times so they don't like rip or anything any further. And then I'll sew the whole thing together. So it should be fine. I'm a little more worried about my other project. All those layers trying to hold them together at the sewing machine, I feel like I'm gonna get frustrated. After the 2 pieces were sewed together and I had the tab sewed in, I turned everything right side out again. Here you can see the old one that has been through the ringer. It has been washed and used so hard and so long. It was time for a new one for sure. Okay, so here it is. It's pretty much like a pillowcase with holes in it. So I'm just gonna turn it right side out. I know the seams are not professionally done, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna all be inside. Let's see what this looks like. Ta-da! Okay, then what you do is you put Pampers in here. And I made it plenty big. These are size 2s, and this will fit up to like size 5. And then you put the wipes on this side. And there you go. You can pull the wipes out. You got the Pampers on this side. And then what I like to do is use like this pamper side as kind of like the headrest for the baby so that their head isn't on anything hard. I mean, you can still use a changing mat or like the sofa or whatever you want to do. And then you can pull the wipes out up here and change the baby down here. Yeah, it's just a really slick system. I really like it. And then it'll just wrap around like this and it'll go in my diaper bag. All I need to do yet is add the snap and the button and we'll be good to go. The only thing I definitely did mess up on was I shouldn't have made this hole quite so big. You want to make it a little bigger than what you're used to because sometimes different wipes have different holes, but that was excessively big. I wouldn't have had to do it that large. Black button or white button? I think I'm gonna go with black just because it blends in and looks less crafty. That's just me. It's not as interesting, but it's more sleek looking, if you ask me. Okay, there it is. And yes, you just saw me hot gluing these snaps on. I did sew them before, but then the seams would pop. I don't know, hot glue is just, it's really easy. I know, I'm cheating. But it worked really, really good the last time, so I just did it again. Like I said, I'm not a professional seamstress. I just wanted to get it done. Anyway, so here this is. I'm gonna move on to my next project yet. And we'll see how that one turns out. I don't know. And then for the little playmat, after it was pinned, I just took it into the sewing room and I pretty much just like quilted it with my machine, like in long straight strips. You could actually do this by hand and I'm sure it would work just as well. I thought about comfort knotting it, if you guys know what that means, but I did not want any bumps or like just, I don't know, I didn't want strings around my baby. So I decided just to sew it like normal on a decently big stitch. And I just, instead of measuring, honestly, I just kind of used the edge of my sewing machine as a guide and tried to stay relatively straight. It's not gonna be perfect, but you hardly see these seams anyway, so it was fine. And I did switch my sewing machine to a zigzag stitch and just zigzagged the whole way around the perimeter of the mat. But then I was gonna have my mom go ahead and serge it anyway, so I don't know if that was necessary, but it held everything together really well. Of course, when I had about 4 inches left to sew, my bobbin ran out, so now I have to re-thread the whole sewing machine, put thread back on the bobbin. 4 inches! Oh man, I was expecting it to run out the whole time, so I guess I shouldn't complain, but it was that close to being enough thread. Okay, so here it is. Yes, this is how my living room looks when I'm sewing. The kids just go crazy. They just get everything out, and so we're gonna have to spend a bunch of time organizing things after all of the sewing here. Anyway, so here is the mat. All I have to do yet is take it over to my mom. She has a serger and she will serge the edges for me. But as you can see, it's like puffy and soft and perfectly, I mean, it's perfectly imperfect, but it will definitely work. The only thing that would make this project even better, I think, is to do a dark colored swaddle because this will show the dirt a little bit more than, you know, a dark color would. So yeah, it works. It does. I could spend a bunch of money on like a gather mat or something. Those look really cool too. But hey, I just used 2 swaddles I had and now I have a mat. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna take it over to my mom today. I'll probably just drop it off and she'll get it done as she has time. So time to clean up the rest of this mess. Oh my word. When you sew, you either can have a clean house or you can sew. You just can't do both. Not with toddlers running around. And the kids are having more leftover Green Chef, and this is some Trader Joe's rice. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. Definitely check out Green Chef if you have not. Use that coupon down below and let me know if you try that apple goodie. So good. I will put the recipe in the description box, so definitely try it out. And yeah, let me know if you guys are doing any sewing this fall. I would love to hear about your projects, whether they're baby related or not. Usually when I'm sewing, it's not for a baby. So anyway, I'll see you on my next one. Bye everyone. So we're actually headed out the door. We're waiting on Josh. He just got home like 10 minutes ago, so he's jumping into the shower. But we are headed to Green Dragon. I've actually had a couple requests to film at Green Dragon. It's like this very unique market that's open every Friday. Yeah, they have everything from like candy to closeout stuff from like Avon and like all, I don't know, lots of food. I love the pasta salad stand, and yeah, we're just gonna get some supper, meet up with some friends. We'll see where the evening takes us, but I am craving some chocolate marshmallow Lap Valley ice cream. If you know, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I'll take you guys along and you guys can see a little bit what Green Dragon is all about and put it on your list if you're ever in the area.